Hey, what is going on, you guys? My name is Rayge, and we are back today with a quick reflections video on the recent showcase event now being live here, as you guys can see, with Iron Fist World War II. This came live, I think it was a day or two ago, and we were able to finally partake in his, obviously his story mode, but as well going through the challenges here to gain the rewards. But you do need Captain America World War II, Union Jack, Bucky Barnes, and obviously Iron Fist himself if you were able to unlock him. So yeah, now we can actually take a step back and review in terms of how this was actually compared to Scourge's, right? Because this is definitely seen as the new Scourge of the year in terms of, you know, building up select characters or teams to utilize to go through. If you recall with the legendary horsemen that came about for Apocalypse, each of these legendary horsemen had their own Scourge event to go through, and then you did need specific teams and synergies, but as well a required team to actually go through specifically for notes 5 and notes 10 for each of the Scourges. So Pestilence, for example, Morgan Le Fay, you were only allowed to utilize Web Warriors or Dark Hunters to be part of that notes 5, notes 10. So a little bit of a shift dynamic from that, because now with the showcase event, what they are encouraging us specifically to build is Invaders and Rebirth. And more specifically, when you want to partake in the challenge aspect, that's when you would actually need the Invaders of Rebirth, but more specifically the characters needed. So in this case, the 4 I mentioned before. So quite a big shift for sure. I'm just actually unlocked Iron Fist earlier today, so I started leveling them up for this Gear Terror 13 to partake in this. But I mean, nothing crazy, honestly. In terms of the rewards, you know, with the Scourge events, we got the Legendary Horseman unlocked, but with these events specifically, we don't really get much out of it outside of really the training orb fragments that we're building up, because this is a heavy resource in the game that we need, and obviously building up a lot of characters and team synergies, you're going to need the training mats. So I mean, other than that, I mean, I really like the value that they added by rewarding these additional Kree minions. I mean, most players, if they didn't have them maxed out, I foresee that both the story mode and the challenge will likely assist a lot of players in maxing those yellow stars out, especially since that was a very hard, they're all located in different campaign nodes, or more specifically some raid credits, but I mean, they were hard to get to the 7 yellow, so a lot of players just, ignored them and completely just, disregarded them in the farming until finally Nick Fury became relevant again. But I do like this aspect, guys. I mean, there isn't a lot of rewards to come, with the exception of the training mats, but I like how free-to-play friendly this was. I mean, even if we take a look at specifically each of the invaders that we built up, Union Jack, he was actually released as the monthly character for the month of April, but most players had access to him even before the midway point in the month. So that was a huge nod to just making it more accessible. I really like that value add. Hopefully we start seeing that more in the future events. Firestar for May, if that's an ongoing thing, I think there's a lot of value to be said on characters that are newer but still accessible to the player base, even with them being newer and with them being featured in the month. I really like Bucky Barnes' event, because with him, his milestone, it was just straight up opening orbs, and boom, you can unlock them from day one. So that was a huge shift from what we saw. Mind you, we couldn't get a lot of shards for him because there was a set number in the milestones, but I like how I still was able to get away with a 4 yellow, and I didn't utilize any kind of money or anything like that in the game. It was all free to play and through the milestones built up. World War II, very straightforward too. I think he was a free unlock for mostly everyone in terms of going through his story mode, so his shards were rewarded right away. Mind you, we didn't get a lot of shards for him, but I do remember that most players should have access to him, and especially with the free shards that we get with the Friday free claims, I do like that value add as well. And then last but not least, obviously being featured right now is Iron Fist World War II, and he's actually going through the motions of right now through Blitz, multiple milestones that give you fragments for his orb. So right now I'm still in the midst of the event, 2 to 3 days in. I did open a couple of those cord offers, but didn't get a lot of shards. But you can see, I think I'm probably gonna be able to easily get him to 4 yellow, no problem, just given the pace of the blitzing. And if you guys do want to be able to get more shards, all you gotta do is just add more wins to the victories and blitzing, and there's also included shards in the milestone. So overall, if this is the new kind of Scourge setting, guys, I do like how each of these new characters from the previous patch are leveled up already, because I've had time to build them up with my my high roller golden opportunity milestones. But it's definitely refreshing. It's a different speed for sure. Whereas before with the Scourge and Legendary Horseman sagas, you know, we were probably building up multiple teams, you know, 2 or 3 teams just to prepare for their event. Now it's a huge change of pace where we're only building one team, but you may not even need them because, to be quite honest, these showcase events, we don't really get a lot of rewards overall at the end of the day. Like, we're not getting a horseman out of these events, so it's not the end of the world if we miss this. And best of all, I think the huge value add, guys, is you know, this invaders team specifically you know, solved the problem right now that we as the end game players did have, which is going through those really painful skill nodes in Doom 3.5, and now they can make really short work of it even with them being under leveled. So they solved an issue. It's going to be very, very interesting to see if this is going to be the new norm going forward, though. I'm very interested what you guys think on that, because I know conversely the player base was happy with the challenge and obviously wanted to see more and more of these Scourge type settings, but then this really did eliminate a lot of the theory crafting, because we were forced to utilize teams that, you know, we didn't have much control over, and then we built them up against our will. And now conversely, we're getting these teams in a more easier manner through milestones, management of resources, and even with their specific showcase events, they're not rewarding much. So really the true reward at the end of the day is honestly the characters that we're getting released and building them up to be used in our everyday gaming, which in this case would be raids. It's going to be very telling to see what the future holds, I guess, for the next new team and what kind of issue they will resolve. Because if this is the ongoing thing, I think it's definitely become more free-to-play friendly in terms of the character unlocks, but it does take away from some of the challenges in terms of the difficulty if players like to be continually challenged. You know, it would have honestly been nice if maybe these showcase events were harder, had some theory crafting aspects to get through, kind of similar to what we've seen obviously in the sagas when we're going through it. You know, we're required to use let's say the Darkhold team to get through Node 1 for heroic, but still very challenging and exciting, right? And almost kind of like a dark dimension in itself. But yeah, with that said, the incursion raids are going to be the next raids that are coming to the game. So they are going to be utilizing aspects of characters like the invaders, like the rebirth. So definitely more news to come when these new raids do come. But I'm curious what you guys think. I definitely think this is a huge step in the right direction for an opportunity of unlocking newer characters in the game. How do you feel about the difficulty? Did you like where it's kind of different in terms of you know, more theory crafting aspect away from the Scourges, or did you prefer the Scourge setting with the different team synergies and being slotted in to build that up in a shorter amount of time? Let me know what you guys think. I'm curious, but at the end of the day, I'm pretty happy to have all these characters unlocked and now coasting for a new team, slowly building them up in preparation for what's next to come. So do let me know, guys. Thank you as always. Do appreciate checking my videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.